What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, Dustin Apple, hashtag White River Rambo. As you can see, we are on location this morning, and I set out this morning to shoot a doe with the reveal of, that is sitting just off camera here, the release of the 2026 Black Mamba Pro 6 from APA Archery. And we did just that. Come in here this morning, got in a stand in gray light, made a couple grunts, and waited for the woods to come alive. And as soon as it did, a nice young doe come down the trail, kind of investigating what that sound was, and stepped out here on the power line 27 yards and was able to make a beautiful shot. Okay, here's that shot now. Now this is an exceptional opportunity to discuss what you should do immediately after and following up the shot. Okay, now obviously we just did this with a bow, but this also works for gun tracking as well. Okay, there's a handful of things that you can do, especially with the technologies on your phone, that you can use to your advantage when tracking and retrieving game. Okay, step number one, I tried to film it. Okay, and I did. I got decent footage. The phone's not the best, but it's okay. Painted arrow. Okay, painted arrow makes a decent phone mount and it works pretty good. By filming that, it gives me an idea of two things. Number one, where I hit, the direction that the animal was actually facing when I shot. Okay, a lot of people get blinders on once they get in a sight housing or get in a scope. Okay, I'm gonna shoot, and then they forget to watch the animal, how they spin. Okay, you have to have a lot of self-awareness when you're hunting, especially when you're getting ready to shoot. Now we can go ahead and watch our footage back. Okay, and even a third thing after the shot, the actual direction in which that animal took off. Okay, those three things are very important: shot placement, angle of the animal, and the direction that that animal took once it exited the scene. Okay, as well as number four, where exactly that animal was standing when you shot. Okay, now some of this may seem very elementary to a lot of you. However, we all get very excited in a tree, okay, and things happen. Was it there or was it there? I don't know. Go back to the footage. Okay, now obviously in this shot there's a telephone pole there. Okay, and I have a lighted knock. I can see my lighted knock from where I'm at right now. It is right there. Yeah, so that lighted knock is right there in the center of the screen. Getting a little harder to see. It's been on for 2.5 hours. Once you shoot, okay, text somebody. I don't care if you go to Facebook and type BBD. I don't care if you put it on your story, your time, or if you don't feel comfortable texting somebody, text yourself. Okay, open up your app, look yourself up, send yourself a text, something. Or maybe you got notes that you keep. If you keep notes all the time, write it down. Okay, it's very easy just to get excited even after the shot and think, well, okay, I've been here for a long time, it's time to go. And now it starts to rain. I don't think tracking this deer is going to be an issue, but this is the whole reason why I'm not staying till 11, because I wanted to get down here and make this video before it rained, and now it's raining. So that's another thing to take into consideration. What is the weather doing? How long can you wait? Okay, now I waited 2 hours because I had a buck show up and possibly something that I wanted to shoot, so I give it plenty of time. Well, quick review of the radar. It's not going to get bad, but it is going to rain for the next 15 minutes, so that could pose some challenges. I don't think it will. So what you're going to do after the shot, right? Let's review just real quickly. You're going to note the time. You're going to note the direction in which the animal took off. You're going to note where the animal was standing. Next up, from the tree, you're going to try to locate that position. Then you're going to take your rangefinder out and zoom in and click the button off and find out exactly how far it was. Okay, obviously you want to know where that animal was standing so you can retrieve your arrow if it's laying there. You want to know exactly where to start to track before you pick it up. So I'm looking at 26 yards. Like I can see my lighted knock. Lighted knocks are handy, okay, but I know right where I'm going. So whether it's 25, 27 yards, doesn't matter. I also know the terrain where I'm at right now, and the direction that animal went was on a little knob. Okay, there's a little ditch and a little knob, and she ran right up that knob out of sight, which is only another 30 yards. Okay, so I'm literally going to get down. We're going to walk to my arrow, and that is the next step: inspecting your arrow. There's our telephone pole. Right here is where the deer was standing, and right here is my arrow. So let's take a look together. Now, mind you, this is about 2.5 hours old. Okay, obviously we have a full pass through. I'm going to inspect the arrow from front to back. Okay, nice pink. Looks like we got bubbles. Okay, and when I say bubbles, you're looking at your fletchings. Those little rings, okay, those little dots would have been bubbles. And that is about as good looking as an arrow can get. Okay. Another thing you want to do is go ahead and inspect your broadhead. That'll let you know if you hit any bone or anything. Now, obviously, this is a VPA Omega with bleeders. It's not going to deform, but you know, you want to take note of every aspect of this. Okay. Put our arrow in a quiver, and I'm just going to look up in the direction that deer went. And if you can see that, we've already got first blood 3 feet from impact. If you take nothing away from this video other than one thing, I want it to be this: every piece of information you gather along the way will determine whether you continue or whether you stop. Okay? Up until this point, we saw impact through video. We marked where the impact was. We ranged where the impact was. We text ourselves what time it was. We give the animal plenty of time for what the information that we had thus far, right? Now, in this scenario, probably 30, 45 minutes probably would have been fine, but I'm still hunting, okay? It's cool temperatures. I'm not worried about the meat. Then once we allowed that time, we come up, we inspected our arrow. Okay, this is a very big deal. If at all possible, every chance you get, retrieve your arrow, because it will tell you whether it is a good hit or not a good hit. Okay, now I'll put up some graphics right here, and you guys can look at that. Obviously, smell, look, the color of the blood, whether the blood has bubbles, whether it's bright red, dark red, will determine whether you are going to pick up that track now or maybe tomorrow. Okay, this is a very, very serious deal. You have put in all the effort required to get to this point, and you want to make sure that you don't screw this part up. Okay, this is one of the hardest things to convey, okay, in the hunting space, because one, not too many people take the time to do it, and two, it doesn't mean enough to people. Okay, this has to mean more to you than your entire summer of practice. Okay, recovering this animal is your entire goal, okay, for the year. So let's make it count. Now I'm going to pick up this blood trail. I'm going to walk 3 to 5 yards, okay, 15 feet, people. That's it. And I'm going to stop, and I'm going to scan from left to right. I'm going to stand up, I'm going to squat down, and I'm going to look for a couple of minutes. Okay, I'm going to continue on my blood trail, and I'm going to continue to do that as the situation allows, right? So let's go ahead and pick this trail up. One thing you need to take into consideration is that deer, especially that are spooked or wounded, will likely follow the path of least resistance. Okay, we have first blood right here, and we know the animal traveled in that direction. Now you can see the hump and the valley like I was talking about. Now there's some trees down right there, but what you can't see, there is a little bit of a trail that goes this way. So more than likely, our doe stayed on top of the hill here and continued on that way. I only have to go in between a couple little fence posts right here, and that trail opens up over that way. So let's walk up 15 feet with our nose to the ground and keep looking for blood. Okay, blood right here. Mind you, she is running. Okay. Alright, so I don't think she went here. I think she went right over there. And I can't see that well over there. So I'm just going to go right up to that log where I can see. Okay, we come around the end of the log. Like I said, I can't walk through there real easily. But right there, yeah, you can see it right there. Okay. That has allowed me to connect the dots. So I have blood there, and I had blood back over there. Okay, so animal is coming this direction. And if I just look down, I'd have seen this. But okay, so now I'm on good blood again. So right now we have come a grand total of 15 yards, 20 yards maybe. And I'm just going to scan back and forth here and look for a body. I don't see anything yet. So I can see blood going right here. Okay. So I'm going to go around this and pick up blood right over there and stop and look again. Okay. Pretty easy tracking job. Let's get up here and look at this real closely. Okay. Now at this point, I would say that the animal is probably still running. Anytime you pick up a patch of blood like this, you want to look at it. Now you can see that splotch, as it was laying right there, hit and is running that direction. Okay. Now the next patch right past it, this right here, is the telltale sign of lung blood. Okay, you can see those bubbles in there. Hopefully you can. Okay, this is a good sign. Now I can continue to see blood on through here. So the nature of the terrain right here, it kind of rises up, and there's a little knob right there all the way around me, and I can't see more than 10 yards. So I'm just going to go with my nose to the ground, path of least resistance, take a few steps, look up, take a few steps, look up. Okay. Easy tracking job. Okay. I want to peek around here. I'm looking for white belly. I'm looking for logs and things like that to look underneath. Still got plenty of drops of blood. Okay. I'm not having to bend over other than holding the phone here. Okay, blood on up here. Right there. Got good blood. Now, right here, this is what I kind of wanted to show. These drops of blood are going straight down. They're not splattering, okay? So the animal stopped running and he's starting to walk. And we got blood over here too. Okay, so animals bleeding out of both sides, which is good. That blood's coming straight down, which means they're walking. Okay, look, I have blood here, and then I also have blood right here. Okay, so both sides. This is good. Now I can continue to see blood right here in front of me. it's a good time to stop, raise up, and pan back and forth. Once again, the terrain is kind of preventing me from doing this very much, so we're just going to continue on. Now, as the animal slows down, blood is becoming more and more apparent, okay, and a lot easier to see. Speckles, drops, speckles, drops. Bright red blood. Bright red is very, very key, okay. Now, animal took a bit of a turn here, okay. Instead of just going straight down over there, she took a turn, and I can see blood out here another 15 yards in front of me. I don't think she's going to be too much further. Lots of good bright red blood. Okay. There's a food plot up here, and I doubt that she is going to make it to that food plot. Oh, there she is right there. There she is. Okay. So, once again, we got bright red blood all down through here. Okay. Those bubbles. In that yellow leaf, you can really see those bubbles, right? Now, one thing you need to do when you come up on a deer is take a look at it, okay? As soon as, right? Now, obviously, it's been 2.5 hours. I know she's done. But, is it, is it moving? Is its head up? Is its eyes closed? Okay? Let's go ahead up here. I'm going to slip in on this deer real slow. All the while I've got my release on. I've got everything ready, just in case. At this point, I'm going to go ahead and make the video black and white because YouTube won't allow blood, okay? So, black and white from here on out. And another big doe. It kind of happened so quickly, I was second guessing myself. Another big doe, look at this. I'm not sure how much you can see on this in black and white, but she stood right here and just fell over. That broadhead hit her so hard she did not know what hit her. What an animal. Look at how big this doe is. Good night. Bubbles, baby. Straight bubbles. Now, see, elbow, okay, on a quarter to waist shot. I'll get her flipped over and see what the other side looks like. There's our exit hole right there. Actually a little higher than I wanted. She probably dropping and rolling as that arrow hit her. Perfect double lung shot. So, a mature doe, okay. I thought when she come down there that I saw the full donkey ear effect, okay, but I second guessed myself seeing a lone deer by herself, which is good, right? That doe right there on the hoof, probably after field dressing, probably be 130 pounds on the hoof, probably make her in the 150, 160 range, and big old doe. So, I just looked at OnX, okay, mind you, we set our tracker on, okay, that track went an entire 65 yards, okay, it took a grand total of 12 minutes. That is as good as it gets, folks, okay. 2-blade, single bevel with bleeders. As long as you got good shot placement, you're going to have good blood no matter what broadhead you shoot, okay. But building an arrow for an exit hole, okay, this is no slouch of a deer. Doesn't look like I hit bone. That exit hole on this side probably is as tight to the vital V as you can get. I take that back. Looks like I might have actually come through that shoulder blade on this side. Either way, it doesn't matter. It is a pot of gold at the end of my rainbow. So, take your time. Take the information that you're given. Don't get in a rush, and make sure that you determine what's good and what's bad every step you go. Look up as much as you look down. Okay? This is as good as a blood trail gets. I recovered my arrow. I had video of the shot. I was able to determine that I had lung blood, okay, with bubbles in the blood, and it was a stand up, take a step, take a step, take a step type of trail, okay. I will say that anytime you can build an arrow for an exit hole and the animal doesn't really know it's hit, okay, this deer probably ran 25, 30 yards, and then she walked around this tree, which, made a circle, which is another grand total of 25, 30 yards. And looks to me like she was just kind of looking around, and then the lights went out. Okay, so no kicking, no bucking, no violence. She just gave out. So that's what it's all about: clean, quick, ethical kills, and short, beautiful blood trails. Maybe some of you take toilet paper. Okay, maybe you dab toilet paper everywhere there's blood for X amount of yards in between. Okay, that's a good tip. Maybe you got a ribbon system, something like that. Also a good tip. A buddy system is a good way to do it. Now, keep in mind, another set of eyes is always going to help you. However, that extra set of eyes has to be on a leash, okay? You can't let them get out there a long ways, right? Make your weakest link stay on blood and on their hands and knees looking for the next speck while you go around debris and start looking for that path of least resistance and where blood should be, okay? Don't dilute an area by kicking it up and pacing back and forth and back and forth. That hurts you, and that hurts any future endeavors that you might have if you have to call in a dog. Now, let's talk about that for just a second. When should you call in a dog? Well, when you have met your match, okay? If you're not sure of something, okay, no matter what it is, if there is something that you're not sure of, stop. Don't go any further and find out, okay? Take the information that you have, call a canine unit, and ask them what you should do, okay? They're going to tell you, stay out until I get there, right? Now, dogs are a great tool, and dogs aren't necessarily tracking blood, okay? Most of them are actually tracking tarsal glands, okay? Or I'm sorry, I'm at a loss for the exact terms, but there's a gland in between the hooves, okay? And every deer has its own signature smell, right? And once that dog is put on that track and knows he's after that one deer, he's actually tracking that more so than he is blood, okay? So if you go in and you zigzag back and forth trying to find blood, you are diluting that scent, okay? So my best tip is, if you are up against the wall, okay, whether it's because the deer means a lot to you or whether it's because it rained or whatever, doesn't matter, stop right then, download a tracker app, call your local canine unit, and have them come out and help you, okay? So obviously we did beat the rain a little bit, and I have a lot of work to do now. So not only do we have some sausage to make, tomorrow is firearm season, and we'll see if the wife is going to carry her Summit one more day, or if she's going to get out that big bore air rifle. So y'all stay safe, shoot straight, shoot off, and don't forget to wear the personal flotation devices and tree stand harnesses while you're out there chasing God's critters. And I'll see y'all on the next one. Hey, I appreciate you following along, subscribing. We're at 20,000 followers right now, and as soon as we officially hit 20,000, we're going to give that bow away that we've been talking about. So I appreciate the shares, and I'll see y'all on the next one.